once again to Revealing the Hidden. Today we would be talking about a topic that is very important, and that's on friendship. Our topic this night would be on choosing friends with healthy benefits. So we have Pastor Renith Raju and also Brother Bonifa Indigari shedding light on maintaining friends at the same time with healthy benefits.
Welcome, friends. We have today Pastor Renith Raju. Thank you for giving us your time. And we'll be discussing how to have healthy friends, choosing friends with healthy benefits. So, Pastor, what is the definition of friendship? I mean, in terms of healthy friendship, what would you use as a term for this definition?
So friendship, as an healthy concept, is it's like someone who you can trust upon, someone whom you don't have to cover up anything. You it's kind of a transparent bond wherein you don't have to be scared about the other person will judge you, other person would scale you on something. It's all about the bond that you carry, all about how you are with that person, or how did you meet that person.
Right.
That is what I feel a healthy friendship is. What is your understanding about it?
For me, any friendship that gives growth, any friendship that drives me towards my plan, my goal, which helps me and picks me up, especially when I fall, not just once, and I fall many times, but somebody who's there in and available to a lot of situations where I may not have the strength to be able to fight it.
True.
Somebody who's, and it's not just one friend, but different people, but they all try and they all fulfill the role of a good friendship.
Yeah, very true. That's like wise words. Yeah.
So, coming to the different types of friendship, we meet so many people and we interact with so many people. Some of them stay for life.
True.
Some of them are just like the wind, they come and they go, but they leave an impression. What would you term as broad genres or broad types of friendship?
So one of the greatest mistake of our friends or our generation is we call everyone as friends. It's like you meet someone for half an hour, he's your friend. You meet someone for a year, he's your friend. Not everyone you meet is your friend. That's the first thing that we need to understand. Certain people are strangers. Certain people they're human beings. Let them, keep them in that circle. So what I think are the two genres or two different, I would divide friendship as one, people who grow you, they would stand by you, they would take care of you, they will be your back, they will be your front, they will take care, they'll be always holding your hand. The second group of people are they will drain you. They are people who you have to feed. It's always you are feeding them, it's always you're taking care of them. It's like another bag you're carrying while you have 10 other bags with you.
Perfect.
So that is the two different divisions that I feel friendship is. What is your giveaway for it?
Well, for me, life is simple. So do classification of friends.
Yeah.
So I would just term them as good friends and bad friends. Now, with good friends, obviously comes the merits of having a friend whom I can trust, as you mentioned, somebody whom I can count upon, somebody who is available, somebody also who advises me, somebody whom I'm accountable to, and who obviously gives me an account of his or her life, and somebody who gets me growing in God, in faith, and understanding the deeper aspects of our lives. Now, the bad friend, as you mentioned, drains, but for me, it not just drains, because I'm okay with giving away my time to somebody, giving away my assets or my finances or something like that. But somebody or in whom I'm putting in a lot of efforts to kind of grow and to help. But for me, a bad friend would be somebody who will derail me, somebody who will distract me, somebody who will disappoint me time and again, and somebody who will keep on discouraging me from the path that I am being chosen to take care of. Now, I believe in calling. So I also believe that if I have a calling, I need to choose friends who are in the same direction. Because if they're not in the same direction, and if they're like in an opposite direction, then they'll not just let me not go towards my destiny, but they'll also be like a dead end for me. And they'll be the one big thing that I have to kind of cross over to reach where I'm supposed to go. So for me, bad friendship is anything that will not let me reach my goals, not let me be able to fulfill the purpose on my life.
So it's basically that particular thing wherein it's very easy for us to misunderstand friends, good friends. Certain times we keep away good friends and we keep bad companies or bad friends with us for a very long time.
Mhm.
And that is certain times I believe that we don't understand the difference between a good friend and a bad friend.
True, very true, very
Yeah.
true.
So what I think, discernment or understanding or knowing who friends are is also important, right?
Very true. In fact, what I would say is, even in the type of friends,
Mhm.
I would always look at one specific type of friend in the good friend list whom you can give an account to.
Yeah.
Because life is all about giving the measure of resources that you're using to a higher authority, to anybody who's higher authority on your life, like your parents or your teachers or your bosses. Now, the same is also in a relationship with our Father in heaven or with God. Now, what happens is, the gifts that we have when we have to give accounts to God. Now, what happens is, in every scenario when we give account to whoever is higher upon us, there's one thing that comes out when we have somebody whom we can give an account to, not just at a higher level, but somebody whom we can be transparent with. That brings in trust, that brings in vulnerability, that brings in transparency. There's a verse that says, faithful are the wounds of your friend. Okay, why? Because the friend, when he wounds us, when he hurts us, it's for our own good. And that actually brings me to share with you a very specific story about my own life, where at a time when I was struggling, I was actually struggling, but I didn't know that I was also in the wrong side of the law or in the wrong side of the moral code. And a friend whom I respected wounded my heart, saying that what you're doing is wrong, what you're doing is not right. And he told me one word: you're being fake. You're being fake. You're good on the outside, but you're being fake on the inside. And that wounded my heart for a season, but I think that wound was necessary, because that wound led me to rewind back, to get right with my life, get right with even God, and to correct and align myself, not just on the outside but inside out.
True.
So I think these kind of friends who are accountable, they kind of help us anchor in, they kind of keep us grounded, they keep us humble. We can become vulnerable with them. At the same time, they are also the ones who need our help at some point in time. So I think accountability is a very big thing that we should look at. We should all have accountable friends.
So, it's more or less more about hurt from a good spectrum.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, a lot of youngsters have a lot of friends who say a lot of things like you're doing this, but that, how to understand that is good or bad is where it comes from.
True.
Some friends who speak to us might say it out of jealousy.
Hmm.
We need to understand where the intention of correction comes from.
Correct.
Now, if we misunderstand that, full game
Changes.
of our life changes off. And
True.
then it's more about being with that person and getting to know. Now, a lot of people, when as you said, you have a story which tells about, I have a lot of friends who have been right. They were right, but I did not like them when they were right. It happens.
Yeah.
You don't like friends who are right. You like friends when they are wrong, and they say you like, okay, it's okay, chalta hai, theek. But now when I think back, I should have been with the friends who said right things.
True.
That would have given more energy. I exhausted more, but now when I look back, it's more of threshold that I'm doing. Now I'm working on taking on, because I have lost that battles when I had to stand with them and they would fight with me. Those are the areas that, as our generation, needs to really telescopically understand it.
Definitely. In fact, talking about battles, we also have a spiritual battle that we fight, because the word says that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle a spiritual battle. Now, in this spiritual battle, we definitely need friends who pray with us, friends who intercede for us, because it would not always be a physical need, it would be a spiritual need, it would be help. But if you have a praying friend with you, you can count on that friend.
Yeah.
That he's available with you, he's there for you whenever you need him. And when he starts praying, or when he or she is praying, and when you know that you can count and fall back, it's a support system. And that support system is basically designed so that we can no longer, even if we fail, we get up. Just as the word says, the righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets up.
Yeah.
And I think that plays very much an important role when we have a support system, when we know that even though we are physically alone and we are secluded, but we know that somebody at the call of a message, he or she will get down on his knees and intercede for us with tears. And one of the beautiful thing is we can be confident of the fact that whatever we share will be sealed tight as secret forever.
Yeah. So, what do you think? How to choose that one or that circle of friends that you need to have who will become your wall and your stronghold at the same time?
I think if you ask me, I would like to take one verse from the Bible as my strong point, and that is my litmus test in terms of choosing friends, and that is iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
If you consider yourself as an iron,
Mhm.
you wouldn't choose wood.
Yeah.
So
True.
you will only go for other metal and other pieces which will make you sharper, which will make you more effective.
Yeah.
And it's easy to choose friends when you know yourself better. So I think one of the first steps to discernment is know who you are, what you are, know where you want to reach in the next few years or even months and weeks, and align your relationship goals in that direction. Because if you choose friends, as I mentioned before, if you choose friends which are not in the same path, which are not in the same direction that you are going, you will be derailed, you will be distracted, and you will continue to meet dead ends. Because when you ask for counsel from them, they will give you advices which will not align with your plans.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I keep that is, we have heard about this phrase that you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So when you make friends, it all starts with associations.
Yeah.
It all starts with acquaintances. It all starts with building alliances with people whom you network in the day-to-day field. So how I choose is, I know what I am. I know who I am. And that becomes my level of measurement, or that becomes my criteria for me to choose strong friends,
Yeah.
friends who will help me grow,
Yeah.
friends who will help me stay strong.
What I think is really important is to get a good friend is to first know you.
Yes.
If you don't know how you look in the mirror,
Yes.
your friend
Definitely.
cannot tell you how you look.
Definitely.
Now, what I believe and what I know I have understood in this generation is we have had friends who have made our history more fat than our destiny more fat. That we need to understand. Our friends, like the circle that we have, are they feeding our history? The good, no, the failures that we have gone through.
True.
So the best way to discern is take a scale of 5 years in your life and know where have you been
True.
or where have you grown, and who all have been there, and for the next 5 years take a fasting from them. Seriously, fasting is not just eating food. Fasting is taking from, if I feel like you are an hindrance for me, I should take fasting from you. Sorry, I don't have anything against you. Just
You
a
better
saying.
not. I'll fast.
So
Thank you.
it's very important for us to understand the concept about we choosing our friends according to the destiny. The same way as you said, it's where we want to go. Choose. It's okay certain times to tell certain people we are not friends. It's okay to leave certain people. A lot of people have, what will he feel if I'll tell him we are not friends? It's okay.
Very true.
It's okay, because a lot of people are like, if I leave him, he'll try that, he will do that. You cannot be everyone's God.
Very true.
You cannot be everyone's savior. Certain times you as an individual person need to take care of yourself. So how do you discern is first know yourself. Second is know your growth. Where do you want to go? If you're it's like for $1 million horse, that 15-20 rupees or the low cost focuses are important. It's like you knowing your value, keeping those small small circle of people who make you focus on where you have to go.
Mm.
That is all what makes the difference.
I like to add on that point. So the first step is, as you said, is knowing yourself. The second is knowing where you want to go.
Yeah.
I think I would want to add on that, and you also need to know where you're definitely not wanting to go. Okay, because when you're driving on the road, even the side tracks look very very green and grassy, but that's not where you would want to go.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that I would want to also highlight is characteristics like the word says that don't hang around with angry people, because angry people make you angry. Okay, and because keeping in company with them will make you hotheads.
Yeah.
Okay, and make you hotheads so much that their bad temper will be contagious, just like a contagious disease, and you will get infected.
Yeah.
So stay away from angry people. Right. That's the word from the Bible, but it's one of those kind of advices that the Bible says, which kind of gives like a marker or an indicator, and it marks you to be away from such people,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't want to make friends with them.
True. Very true. Now, Bible is a very good example where it says how important is friends, because it is written, when we read a passage in New Testament, it is written like this: when one of a friend came to his house and he was knocking outside the door, and there was another friend who was sleeping inside. Just because the way of knocking, he gets up.
Correct.
He gets up and gives. So when you have that right friend, even at the midnight also, he will stand up and provide for you.
Correct.
So discerning is like that key of that big lock. If you get it right, you get the locker.
Correct.
You get that is the definition of your life. What as I once heard it from Pastor T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes the Great. He said we have three kinds of people with us. One are confidants, one are constituents, and one are comrades. So comrades are people, they are never for you. They are never with you also, but they are against what you are against. It's like if you are against something, they are against that. So they just stay with you for that. But there are another group called constituents. They are not for you, but they are for they are for you, for things that you are for. So these people will stay with you for a longer period.
Correct.
They'll stay with you for maybe a 10-year tenure, or for the work long period till the time you have work, but they are never attached to you. Their main reasons are never to stay. But our generation people, we just get attached. Oh, he's with me at that time. I know him for 7 years. Just because you know a person for 7 years doesn't mean you have to share everything to him. And there are other circle of it, there are confidants. He says like this: you will only have 2 or 3 people in your entire lifetime.
Correct.
If you have them, you are blessed. It's like gaining a kingdom.
Correct.
So that just gave me a revelation that it's okay to have 1 or 2 friends.
True. Very true.
It's okay. Certain people are like, oh, I have 1,000 friends in my Facebook, I have 1,000 followers. It's okay to have 2 followers also. It's okay to follow 2 people than following 100 people and going into a dig.
Very true. In fact, I would want to even add on that is that while we also make friends, there are sometimes that we don't just make friends, but we make connections. We make connections in terms of the way how we associate with them. They could have just been somebody whom we met on the road or somebody whom we met at the shop, but we connect. We connect on a common goal. We have a kind of a compatibility, and it may lead to a friendship which is not every day, which is not even every week, not even every month, but then they and you connect at a level and in an area where whenever you need them or whenever they need you, you are there and they are there for you. So that availability is something that happens just because a few things match. One of it is you are connected on the right part of life, on your value system, on the goals, common goals, and that you are compatible in the way how you would behave and the other person would even emote your behaviors.
Yeah, very true, very true. I hope this would really help someone, because friendship and the discernment thing is really important in this generation.
Definitely.
And that would impact a lot of other people.
Definitely. In fact, the way how we would want to kind of look at making friends, it's very important.
Yeah.
Because as I told you in the beginning, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
But what if iron starts hitting wood or plastic or any other material or even stone for that matter? Iron will start losing its sharpness. It will start losing the very gift or the very purpose that it was being made for.
Yeah.
And the sharpness of the iron does not come by nature. It comes under fire, under
Yeah.
furnace, under the weight of the hammer. So after going through all of that and you're being sharp, and then you start associating yourself with those who are just going to make you blunt, you are wasting the very strength
Yeah.
of your labor. So as we look at making friends, I think the best thing is know who you are,
Yeah.
know whom you want to make friends with, the kind of people, the kind of common goals that you share, and also to know where and whom you do not want to associate with.
True, very true. It's basically upon the fact that where you want to go. That is the one thing that you also said, and I would like to also. It's where you want to go. Focus. Where are your intentions? In 10 years, where do you want to go? In 20 years, where do you see yourself? It's about the goals that you need to reach.
Right. So in this session, we actually covered the definitions of friendship. We covered the different types of friendship, and we also looked at how we can discern wisely to make friends with health benefits. In the next session, we'll be covering more in detail about not just discernment but also distinction of friendship in terms of good, healthy friendship and how to make lasting friendship.